So why should you have a system for selling in your carpet cleaning business? Well, have you ever had this situation? You arrive at a prospect's home to give them a quotation for cleaning carpets or upholstery, and as you pull up outside, you know instantly they're not going to be using your service. The front garden's overgrown, the house needs painting, there's an old car in the drive in a state of disrepair, and you say to yourself, what on earth am I doing here? Well, it's a situation that I had many times in the past until I put in place a system for selling to prospects, including, most importantly, disqualifying those I don't want. I only want to deal with high probability prospects, that is, those who have a very good chance of using us. Well, nowadays all our interactions with prospects and clients are written down in our operations manual. We're always in control, even if it appears that we're not. So when a prospect phones us to ask how much do you charge, we've got a scripted reply. We don't just wing it. Even the way, that is the manner of how we answer, is documented. It's a system and it works. So selling is a process that begins with making sure we're dealing with the right person. The attitude we want to have is not one of hard selling, trying to beat the prospect into submitting to our proposal. No one likes being sold to, but everyone does like to buy. So our view should be, how can I help this person get what they want through the use of my service? Now, first of all, that means we must be speaking to a qualified prospect. So what exactly is that? Well, they're someone who firstly must be able to buy. Secondly, they must be able to enjoy a benefit. Thirdly, they must be the decision maker. So if you're a high-priced, high-quality service, you don't want to be wasting time going out and giving in-home quotes to tenants, for example, wanting their deposit back, for instance, or dealing with those who clearly can't afford you. You'll probably close 1 out of 100. Asking them if they can borrow the money off their brother so that they can pay you is a lot harder than simply finding the right person to start with. It's not a good use of your time. There are 4 steps to a selling system. Firstly, build trust and rapport. Then, secondly, find the need, probe if necessary to find the need, isolate the dominant buying motive. Thirdly, fill the need. Present your service that will fill that dominant buying motive. And fourthly, the close, or motivating them to take action. So each of those steps needs to be carefully thought out and written down. Many small business owners have no earthly idea about what they're going to say next to a prospect. The second of those steps involves asking a lot of questions to find out what the prospect wants, rather than us telling them what they should have or talking about ourselves and how great our company is. It's also helpful to have a systemised way of dealing with common objections. So how do you answer that question when a prospect phones to ask, can you give me a price for cleaning our carpets? Well, our answer is always no. Not quite like that. Here's what we do, and it's written down on a scripted form. Our target market is high-end residential who can pay our prices for high-quality work. We're not interested in price buyers or tenants wanting their deposit back, so we have a script so that we don't waste our valuable time with them. And our system is very simple. We try to disqualify them first. In other words, we ask them questions to make them jump through a few hoops to prove that we are made for each other. And we tell them why we are asking those questions. We don't want to be wasting each other's time. Every week we turn away phone inquirers because we tell them we're not the company for them. After all, there's no point in walking into a BMW dealer with $5,000 to buy a brand new 3 or 5 series. We're just wasting each other's time. In fact, a failure to target a market, whether it's high-end, budget, whatever it is, and qualify them, is one of the biggest time wasters that most carpet cleaners make. And it's the reason why many are burned out, exhausted, frustrated by the end of the week. Well, we've got systemised scripts. It's not a problem for us.